Welcome to Lesson 5, the final chapter of our WIX video course. In the last video, we saw how to configure the SEO settings of our website using WIX's guided checklist. We went through the steps to optimize the home page and all the main pages, so our site could become more visible on Google and easier for people to find. In this lesson, instead, we are going to look at how to edit the mobile version of our site, and once we have made sure everything is working properly, we'll go ahead and publish the site online. So here we are on our site's homepage. If you look at the top bar right next to the page navigation menu, you'll see two icons, one for desktop view and one for mobile. We're going to click on the phone icon to switch over to mobile view. At this point, the layout of the site changes. And now we are seeing and editing how our website will appear on smartphones. Now, it's important to understand that we can't completely change the structure of the mobile version. After all, it has to stay consistent with the desktop version. If we changed everything from scratch, we would basically end up with a totally different site. But within the limitation, there's still a lot we can do. We can adjust the spacing between columns, tweak the height of the sections, modify the header area, and rearrange elements a bit. That said, WIX gives us a helpful boost by showing a sidebar on the left that works like a mini tutorial to guide us through the basic setup of the mobile version. It's a quick interactive walkthrough that helps us configure the key elements of our mobile layout. Let's click on Let's Go to begin. The first thing we are asked to choose is how we want our header to behave when scrolling. We can decide whether the header scrolls along with the page, disappears when scrolling, fades out, or stays fixed at the top. We pick the one we like best and we click Next. Next up, WIX asks us where we'd like to place our quick actions. We can choose to have them appear when tapping a floating button, place them at the bottom of the screen as a fixed bar, or remove them altogether if we don't want an action bar at all. Once we've made our choice, we click Next again. Now we're asked if you want to include a back to top button, a simple little button that takes user right back to the top of the page when clicked. Personally, I always choose to keep it, but of course you can decide based on your preference. We click Next one last time, and once the setup guide is complete, we are free to go ahead and fully edit our mobile site however we like. We can add new items like text blocks, images, buttons, decorative shapes, and so on. If we scroll down the left sidebar, we can browse through all the pages of our site, just like we did in the desktop view. And when it comes to the background, we are not limited to just using a plain color. We can also add images or videos either from our own computer or directly from WIX library. Then, if we go to the section called Mobile Tools, we'll find a few extra options to make our site even more user-friendly. Now, earlier I mentioned that WIX showed us a sidebar tutorial when we first entered the mobile editor. Well, as part of that setup process, WIX already added a quick action bar for us, so you might see it in place already. But of course, we are not stuck with the default settings. We can fully customize this quick action bar, both in terms of where it's positioned and what elements it includes. Another useful tool is the back to top button, which WIX has already added automatically. It's a simple button that, when clicked, scrolls the page back up to the top. It's especially helpful if your pages are long and full of content. We also have the option of adding a welcome screen, which acts as a short intro that appears before the actual home page. We can upload our logo, either an image or a vector graphic, choose an animation effect, and set the background with a custom color, image, or video. For the animation, WIX gives us options like bounce, fade, appear, expand, rotate, and more. We can also animate the background itself with effects like scrolling, fading, or expanding. Once we have customized everything the way we want it, we just click Done at the bottom. Lastly, we can even set the theme color of the browser, which means the color of the top bar in browsers like Google Chrome. This gives us a nice finishing touch that ties in with our website's color palette. I chose a soft blush pink to match my theme and clicked Done. Now that we got the mobile version all set up and it's nicely aligned with the desktop version, it's time to publish the website. But before that, let's run a final check to make sure everything is working. So we switch back to the desktop view, click Preview on the top right corner, and take a tour of the website like a visitor would. We click through the various pages and check that all the links are working and that nothing is out of place. If everything looks good, we are ready to hit publish. After a few seconds, Wix shows us a little message in the center of the screen. Congratulations, your site has been published and is now online. We can click View Site to open it in a new tab. When we open the published site, we can explore it exactly as our visitors would see it. It's just like using the preview mode, but this time we are live. The site is officially online, ready to be visited by anyone with a link. We can scroll through the home page, click on the navigation menu, visit the shop, read the blog if we have one, and check that everything is displaying the way we intended. And the best part, even though the site is live, nothing is set in stone. At any moment, we can go back into the Wix editor and make changes, whether it's something small like updating a photo or fixing a typo, or something bigger like adding new sections, uploading fresh content, or even redesigning entire pages. After publication, if we look at the left sidebar in the Wix editor, we'll notice a new icon called Marketing and SEO. Clicking on it opens up several features. We can set up email marketing, create Google Ads campaigns, and even promote the website on Facebook and Instagram. We'll also see the SEO section again, which we already completed in a previous video. If we click Go to SEO, we'll be taken back to our SEO checklist and we'll see that all the steps are already completed. If we click on Advertise on Google and then go to Google Ads, we'll see the 3 required steps to launch an ad campaign: publishing the site, which we have done, upgrading to a premium plan, and connecting a custom domain. The last 2, as we already mentioned, require a paid subscription. It's entirely up to you whether you want to stick with a free plan or switch to premium to unlock more advanced tools. Even with a free version, you already have what you need to create a solid, functional, professional-looking website. Now, one last thing to keep in mind. If you go to Google and simply search for the name of your website, like Lady Trends, it won't show up in the search results. That's because we haven't bought a custom domain, we haven't connected the site to Google Ads, and we haven't done any advertising yet. So Google hasn't indexed the site, and it doesn't have any reason to display it. To view it online, you need to enter the full web address directly into your browser. That address will be your Wix username followed by wixsite.com/ and then the name of your site. In my case, for example, I would type my username .wixsite.com/ladytrends. Hit enter and there it is, live and ready to explore. And yes, even now that it's published, we can still make changes whenever we want. Wix gives us a full freedom to edit anything. Add new products to our shop, update what's already there, change images, tweak the colors, update text, organize the pages, rework the menu, manage the blog, and adjust the SEO settings based on how our project evolves. Once it's online, the site will stay accessible 24/7. We can share it with friends, clients, and followers, link it to social media, or include it in an email signature. It becomes a real starting point to build our digital presence even without spending a cent. I really hope this last lesson has been helpful and that it gave you a clear understanding of how Wix works and how you can build a professional website from scratch, entirely on your own. If you enjoyed this course, I invite you to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on future content. And if you want to thank us and support our work, you can become a member. Best of luck with your website, your business, and your creative journey. And above all, happy building!